having me, man, and anytime.
It's time to go pro in 2K18. The first round of qualifiers for the NBA 2K League takes place in January from the 1st until the 31st. To qualify, win 50 games with your My Player in any Pro-Am game. You can take on the world in Pro-Am Walk-On by yourself or with a squad, or customize and own a Pro-Am team so you and your friends can reach that 50-win mark together. You will also need to fill out an online registration form, so stay tuned to the NBA 2K League Twitter and the official site at www.nba2kleague.com. Will you be one of the first to go pro at NBA 2K and be drafted by one of these 17 teams? Qualify in January, and good luck, guys. You got this. We are honored to have Kyrie Irving as our 2K18 cover athlete and as a guest on 2K TV. Earlier in the season, we showed you part of that interview, and today it's time to check out the rest. So when did you know that you wanted to be an NBA player?
The feeling when I was in 4th grade after I left the NBA Finals game. The NBA was definitely a hefty goal, but I worked every single day in order to get there.
So you also in high school and in college played with some guys who are now in the NBA.
A lot of guys. A lot of guys I played against or I've seen play. You know, it's been awesome. You get to see how everyone interacts with one another as we get older, how we all mature, and then obviously where our careers go.
Are there any guys that you played with maybe in high school or college who have a very similar style of game that they used to before?
I think Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, who I went to high school with, just an energy guy, able to get you points, able to do all the little things in order to help your team win. He's the same guy, so seeing how his career has progressed.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, they are putting together an impressive stretch of basketball. Only one loss in their last.
The Cavaliers are out of Cleveland as they take on their Eastern Conference right. Teams preparing here late in the season for the playoffs. Some teams want to rest their players, and Clark, some teams want to play their players. They always always battling the rest versus rust.
Yeah, and I think you tend to default to more rest versus the fear of rust. I think that's the best policy, but you have to balance it. But if you're going to tilt one way, I think rest, especially for your key players, because you know their minutes are going to increase during the crucible of the playoffs.
And that one's good. Simmons.
Excellent precision and focus from Simmons, feeling nobody can guard him down on the block, and he's right most of the time.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Crowder, the tandem at forward. Isaiah Thomas out there with Thunder, and it's Thompson in at the 5 spot. Fultz kicks to Simmons. Holmes, that's a screen. Embiid dishes to Allen, and it's good for 2.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Well, Kevin, they've certainly struggled to contain this offense so far. He said, if we're going to get a win, we have to step it up on defense. I need all 5 guys connected at that end of the floor. Kevin, they have to be motivated tonight. Nobody wants to get swept, and that's exactly what they're in danger of doing, going 0 for 4 in this season series. Back to you.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Exactly. I mean, they've got to be the ones dictating the tempo and the pace. Keep the high-octane offense on the other side in check.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And rarely do you see a team trade out of the first overall pick, but that's exactly what the Celtics did with Fultz. Sixers jumped on the chance to move up, and Fultz matched exactly what they wanted to add to this team.
Crowder, the pass to Thunder. 7-foot shot, and no good. Trying to use the glass.
Early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
Fultz kicks to Embiid. Outside, Simmons. Here's Fultz. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
And you got to guard Fultz from this spot. I mean, when he has the space to fire from deep, he makes the defense pay.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
The dish to LeBron. Crowder kicks to James. They need this one. Passes it to Thunder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the layup's good off the glass.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Yeah, you know, good to see them finally find the bottom of the net, because I think they got to build off of that.
Holmes, that's a screen. Here's Fultz. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
Thomas goes in, off the pick. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling. And the one thing that you gotta love about Markelle Fultz is his versatility. I mean, he's got the size, the passing and scoring ability to succeed at either guard position. He's almost Westbrookish.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And you ask the scouts about Fultz, he has the complete game.
You know, Kevin, he checks all the boxes. Athleticism, the size to play above the rim. And above all, I think the feel for the game is quite apparent when you watch him play.
Man, it's so good to see LeBron James rise up with confidence from deep. That's a part of his game that he continues to improve on, and it's actually become quite efficient.
It's Allen on the wing. Kicks to Embiid. Free throw line jump shot. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
The screen from Thompson. Simmons against LeBron. Pass to Thunder. Takes a three. It's rebounded by Fultz.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Embiid sets the pick for Fultz. And Simmons kicks to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Embiid's got his first 2 points.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Thomas passes to Thunder. He dishes it to LeBron. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the 76ers.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the 3-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
Clock at 6. Shoots. Not enough on that one as it misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
The 76ers leading by 9. Fultz dishes to Saric. Embiid sets the pick for Allen. Got a hand on it. James with it. He's coming off a 13-point game against Washington.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
He gets it in there.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Thunder passes to Rose. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And it's really all about the evolution of Derrick Rose, finding out how to...
And the Cavaliers with possession here. 7-point differential. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yep, and that's not a winning performance. I mean, you got to tighten up the defense moving forward if you're going to get some W's.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, we've got Thompson. Amon Shumpert is out there with Jay Crowder. Then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Thunder in at the 2. Here's Embiid. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line. For Rose, the outside shot was something that never really recovered after his injuries, Greg, but he is still a dangerous scorer without that tool.
One of the better finishers still at the rim in the league in terms of guards. His decision to go inside more helped bump that field goal percentage up last season. Not everyone can adjust their game, but Rose managed to do it seamlessly.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Thunder in the last outing against the Wizards gave his team a big boost. He finished with 15 points and was effective from long range as well, with a number of threes. A surprise attack from a guy who's typically viewed as a role player. We'll see if he can continue to play a larger role in tonight's game.
Thanks, David. It was a terrific game for him. They'll be looking for more of the same tonight.
And I'd be surprised if he doesn't give it to them. He's in a very good frame of mind right now.
Yeah, you know what? His attitude, his confidence, everything is posted up on positive. And he'll be looking to build on the work he did the last time out for sure.
Count that bucket. Thunder's got 7 points in the game. So it's Philadelphia now. They've led by as many as 11 points. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
Well, you know what, Greg? When the defense is that lax, come on now. They honestly deserve to lose. Can't let a team get into that kind of a groove.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the 76ers.
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
You know, the other thing they've been able to do in the early going is to get to the free throw line and convert tonight.
Here's the teardrop. The shot, no good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And more than ever, we see great passers at the 4 and 5 positions in the NBA. Clark, what do you think are some of the better big men passing in the league right now?
Well, there are a number of guys that fall into that category. I love Marc Gasol out of Memphis. I mean, this guy has a nice touch shooting it and passing the ball, good feel for the game. Blake Griffin, highly skilled as a passer, particularly facing the basket. Really makes it tough for the defense. Those 2 guys, Draymond Green, you'd have to throw into that group as well. Nice big man passer. And even David West, although a role player, David can find open teammates as well as any big guy.
4 on the clock. No good. That would have tied it. The 76ers leading by 3. Over in the corner, Fultz. At the elbow, it's Allen. The teardrop falls in. Allen's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Shumpert with the screen for Crowder. Here's Thunder, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
Fultz kicks to Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
Boy, I like the edge that Embiid plays with. Great at recognizing when he's clear to throw it down on you.
Right side, Crowder. Outside, Thomas. Over Fultz. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Thomas got 4 points this quarter.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Yeah, I like the quick release, Greg. He does a nice job getting it up quickly, especially when he's facing a bigger defender. Good ball movement, wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
The 76ers lead. Fultz the pass to Holmes. They set the screen. Holmes, that's a screen. He feeds it to Fultz. They get it back. He gets that one.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
The pass to Thunder. Pass to Crowder. Outside Thomas. The screen from Thompson. Steps back and fires. The putback clanks. The putback jam. The 76ers leading by 3. Fultz kicks to Holmes. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Cavaliers have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Back to Shumpert. Cleveland moving the ball around. Passes to Thunder. The shot misses. Good D by Embiid. Philadelphia's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Holmes. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Holmes got 4 points this quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all...
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been...
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
We played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
Good start. We'll see how they finish.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first two quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
Allen is out there with Fultz. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Embiid in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. And Ben Simmons putting on over 30 pounds of muscle going into his rookie season. Do you think there was any connection between that extra weight and the broken bone he suffered in his foot?
I could certainly understand why people might speculate that, but I'm not going to go there. Clearly, strength is more important than additional weight, and those kinds of injuries do tend to show up because of overuse, though, Kevin.
Fultz with the ball. Now, Thomas defending. Embiid the screen. Outside, Simmons. From the wing. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And it's an 8-point 76ers lead.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ball game right here.
And another miss by Cleveland.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Holmes, that's a screen. Allen kicks to Holmes. Here's Simmons. Embiid. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the 76ers lead by 10.
And this is what you get with Embiid. A real scrapper, even though he's a big, skilled, talented guy. He's an energy guy as well.
The shot by Thompson, no good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Fultz with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Jay Crowder.
And, you know, Fultz plays bigger than his size down low, guys. Outstanding at using his body to draw contact.
And Joel Embiid, from the time he started playing basketball in Cameroon through the University of Kansas, Clark, he began patterning his game after Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, it sounds like he's a visual learner because he got a DVD of Hakeem and said he watched it almost daily. Their stories are similar. Both started playing hoops relatively late. Both are from Africa. And you watch the gracefulness of Embiid's moves inside. Easy to see the influence of Olajuwon.
Here's Fultz. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And Clark, you've seen so many college and NBA games. What skill or mindset do you see as the best predictor for when a college player is going to be an NBA star?
Well, it's hard to predict stardom, but clearly things that transfer from a skill standpoint from college to the NBA, at least historically, have been the ability to rebound at a high rate. That seems to always make its way from college to the pro game. And then the proficiency of your skill set in terms of ball handling, shooting. And then I would say at the point guard position, the ability to run a team usually transfers. When you can get other people's shots and understand flow and time and score and situations, that doesn't leave you from the college to the pro game.
Here's Thunder, defended by Allen. Here's Thomas. From 13 feet, it goes down. Thomas got 6.
And scoring the ball comes easily and naturally to him. He's a versatile player at the offensive end.
Fultz dishes to Simmons. Fultz with a screen for Simmons. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Simmons got 5 points now this quarter. The Cavaliers trail by 15. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Cleveland moving it around. Here's Thunder, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, but how about practices being more a part of how you rest players? It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
Sharch is checked in for Philadelphia. T.J. McConnell comes in for Allen. And Cleveland also making a change. Rose is checked in.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
McConnell passes to Fultz. Back to McConnell. Embiid the screen. McConnell kicks to Sharch. Back to McConnell. Embiid the screen. Shot off the screen, and McConnell gets it to go. And the 76ers lead by 12.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Dishes it to Rose. Pass to Thunder. Beyond the arc. And it's McConnell with the rebound. McConnell's got his third rebound tonight.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see. That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Simmons against Korver. Over Simmons. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Korver.
And there's no defense for Korver sometimes. He's incredible at burying shots, even with a hand in his face.
Here's Sharch. James with some nice D.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Philadelphia leading by 10. Sharch dishes to Fultz. The pass to McConnell. Now here's Fultz. 11 points in the game. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And you know, even with him struggling, they're still up. But they need him to find his rhythm soon.
James kicks to Rose. 1:43 left here in the third quarter. Here's Thunder, and the lead is down inside single digits. Thunder's got 6 here in this quarter.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
McConnell kicks to Sharch. Now the feed to Simmons. Over Korver. No good off the front iron. The Cavaliers trail by 7. And Brett Brown, such a great fit in Philadelphia. He loves the town, loves the game, loves to coach. He says about the town, Clark, it reminds him of his hometown.
Well, that's nice to hear because he does embody a lot of the grit that you come to know and expect from Philadelphians. I mean, it reminds him of where he's from. He's faced the media through tough times. He's always candid and forthright. And he's coaching with a long lens, as he put it, from building towards...
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. On the court for Cleveland, Isaiah Thomas out there with Thunder. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then it's Jay Crowder. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Screen by Smith. Here's Thunder. And another three for Cleveland.
And he's finally getting the feel from beyond. His second three of the half right there.
Holmes, that's a screen. Outside Williams. And Thompson sends it back. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. For three, Smith. Rebound by the 76ers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Thunder passes to Thomas. The screen from Thompson. Here's Crowder, and he drops it in from the low post. Philadelphia leading by 5. And here's Fultz. And it's good, 2 points.
Man, this guy's deceptively strong inside. Markelle Fultz, not messing around. He doesn't care who's in front of him.
Smith outside. Thomas sets a screen for Smith. Here's Thunder. Bayless covering. Smith against Williams. High post try. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Some changes for Philadelphia. Simmons checked in for Williams. And Tony Allen subbed in for Jared Bayless. Embiid the screen. Now here's Fultz, defended by Crowder, and finished off by Fultz.
And you got to clog up the clear lanes to the basket. You can't give him room to operate. When you do, Fultz scorches you with his speed.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Thunder passes to Smith. Crowder kicks to Thomas. The screen from Thompson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
It's been a hot shooting night for them, too. I mean, they've hit a lot of those mid-range jump shots.
Holmes, that's a screen. Crowder with the steal. And now the Cavaliers. Fast break. Ahead. And stolen by Simmons. Pass to Holmes. Fultz dishes to Embiid. Over Thompson. No good off the back of the rim.
Now, the defense was far from awful. However, he's still got to make these shots, in my opinion.
LeBron outside. Feeds it to Crowder. Lock at 6. Here's Thunder. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Embiid. That free throw good from Thunder.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
Holmes sets a screen. Volch kicks to Holmes. It's Allen on the wing. Here's Embiid. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Love the way Embiid knows how to play with force down low, which in turn makes the defense get physical with him.
And the first one drops. And Embiid drops them both.
You know, you got to love watching Embiid play the game because he has such great passion and really a drive to be great.
James with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. Thompson. And that one is off. Good D by Embiid. Simmons passes to Fultz. And that one comes up a bit short.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
The slashability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive, cutting mentality.
Thomas against Allen. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to 7 on the bucket from Thompson.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
There's the pick. It's tipped. Crowder with the steal. Here's Thunder. Drains it from beyond the arc. Thunder's got 25 points.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
And knocking down a bunch of them, too. Outstanding shooting in this fourth quarter.
Embiid. Second chance effort. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Embiid's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the defense can't match up with Embiid's size. I mean, he's just too powerful down there.
Here's Thunder, defended by Allen. Crowder kicks to James. Thompson sets the pick for LeBron. To the middle, off the pick. Whistle on the play, bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Great move to get to the rim. I think they're going to take the aggressive approach down the stretch.
And Greg, you know that's never a bad idea to be the aggressor. I mean, what a ball game we've got going on here, guys.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Charge is checked in. Simmons dishes to Embiid. There's 37 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Thomas passes to Thompson. It's stolen by Fultz. Here's Simmons. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Thompson sets the pick for Thomas.
Solid read from Embiid there. Terrific at anticipating when that shot is coming.
Crowder, the pass to Thunder. The Cavaliers again can't hit. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6.
And Allen, just an incredible defender. Has a grit and grind mentality and uses his speed and strong hands to just annoy offensive players. And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And he's been dialed in from the field, Kevin. Good on over 60% of his attempts. They've been working the ball around well, and he's benefited with a lot of open looks. And boy, has he made the most of it.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late game free throws are a lot different than early game free throws in terms of making.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're down by 4. 3 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And I'm sure the coach is telling them it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, it's not looking good for them. We both can agree to that, can't we? I mean, it's got to be a quick bucket, a quick foul, and see what happens after that.
So it's Philadelphia. Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.
Hey, great game, DJ.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. That's what you say? We lost.
Yeah, but I was...
Yeah, no buts. You had a good game, fine, but we lost. So you still lost. Your stat line tonight was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was, but we lost. Which means I lost, which means you lost. Hey, I'm all about the stats. I mean, I watch my own clips on YouTube, but I do that at home. When you're here, it's what happens with us, not you.
What's wrong with him?
Man. Great game, though.